today, if you are one of those people that suffer from overwhelm, anxiety, stress, any of those things, and you're just like, oh, I wish I could just feel better. I wish I could find, a solution or a trick that would make me feel better, that would make me feel happy, that would make me feel alive and excited in the morning. Well, then you are in the right place. Today we are talking about how to feel amazing every single day. My name is Tanessa Shears. I am a wellness coach, personal trainer, and kinesiologist. My job is to give you the solutions in order to make the strategy and mindset shifts, create repeatable systems that help you develop wellness habits that have you reaching your goals faster. I mean, are you tired of starting every single Monday? Well, if you are in the right place. So we are talking today all about, how to feel amazing. And if you are one of those people like me, sometimes you wake up completely overwhelmed. Or maybe you're stressed out all the time because of all the stuff going on in your life. Or perhaps you deal with anxiety and there are so many situations which make you uncomfortable. And it feels like it puts up this block and you can't get anything done. You don't move forward with your goals. You feel like you've been setting the same goal forever and you are beyond overwhelmed. There's no support. I am going to teach you some of my strategies that I use today. One of the most important things that I learned, and I study really heavily under a master life coach. Her name is Brooke Castillo, and she has taught me so many things that have changed my life, and they influence my practice with you and the things I share. And one of the most important things I learned is that my expectation for my life to be rainbows, puppies, happiness all the time is actually what is leading me to feel so disappointed. And you ask so many people, like, what do you want? What do you want to feel? And people say happy. And we have this expectation that we feel happy 100% of the time. That's the goal. That's the outcome. And when we shoot for, I want to be happy all the time, the reality is that's just not possible. So when we set that expectation for feeling happy 100% of the time, then you are absolutely setting yourself up for disappointment. And you are guaranteeing to really be focusing on those times that you're not feeling happy. And here's what I learned. Everyone's percentages are a little bit different. And, there is a genetic component to it, but there's also a practice component to it in terms of how good you feel on a regular basis, how happy you feel. And I've learned that 50% of the emotions you experience on a regular basis are going to be negative emotions. There will never be a day where you go through and you only experience positive emotions. So if you have that expectation that there are negative emotions in life and our percentages are different, but I have come to terms with that 50% of the feelings that I feel are negative. This is not 50% of the time I feel negative emotions. There are half negative emotions, so we have to expect to experience some of those. So when I came to peace with that, oh my gosh, life is not positive every second of the day. There is going to be negative experiences. So when they're here, I welcome them in because they are just part of being a human. This has made everything so much easier in terms of dealing with these from a mindset position. So that was the very first shift I had to make, was understanding that not all feelings are positive feelings. Hi, Paisley. This is my cat, Paisley. She just likes to pop into pretty much every video I put up. She wants to be famous. That's what she says. Anyways, and then the second thing I want to teach you, how you feel every day is 100% under your control. Now, here's what I want you to do. What I just said, how did that make you feel? How you feel every day is 100% under your control. So your feelings, what did you feel when I said that? Did you feel resistance in your stomach? Did you straight up go, that's not true, you should hear what's going on in my life? Or did you say, I can kind of understand that? Or were you like, yeah, I agree? Because your reaction to that question or to that statement determines so heavily how you perceive your ability to control your own circumstances. So if I said to you, everything that you feel is a choice and it's under your control, and you said, no, it's not, I would invite you to just take a second and think, why am I thinking that? What circumstances am I giving more weight to that are controlling the way I feel? This was a massive, oh my gosh, mind open for me. And I'm just going to briefly touch on this here. But I study under that coach that I told you about, and she has something called the model. And I'm going to go through it really briefly because understanding this changed my life. The circumstances in your life, your job, what your kids' grades are in school, the gym being closed in the morning. These things are all circumstances in your life. Can we agree on that? They are circumstances in our life. Now, here is a big mind changer. These circumstances are not inherently positive or negative. They are neutral. It is our thoughts about these circumstances that give them weight. So I want you to think about this. Two people are standing in line at a grocery store, and the line has 10 people in front of them. Could you not see that these two people could have a very different perception of this line? Person A might see this line and be like, oh, well, this is a great opportunity for me to practice patience. I will practice patience. I will send a text of gratitude to someone. I will check in with my partner. Person 2 is like, why does this always happen to me? I don't have time for this. That cashier is so slow. These two people perceived this same circumstance entirely different. So this is what I want you to understand, is that the circumstances in your life, despite how much you might be screaming against this on the inside, if you're new to this idea, they're neutral. They don't carry significance. They don't carry positive. They don't carry negative. It is our thoughts about these situations that determine whether they're positive or negative. So you're going to take your circumstance. So the circumstances in our life affect our thoughts. So as you can see with the two people waiting in the grocery store line, the circumstance of waiting in the line, people had very different thoughts about it. Those thoughts that we think create feelings in our stomach, in our body, in our hearts, vibrations in our bodies, right? So we know that that one person standing in that line was probably feeling anxious, stressed out, angry, and the other person might have been feeling gratitude, calm, peace. Same situation, different thoughts, different feelings. So if our circumstances create our thoughts create our feelings. Now here's what's really cool. The feelings we have are what drive all the action or inaction in our life. So the feelings we have dictate this action is what I'm going to take, or this is what I'm not going to do. I am going to work out. I'm not going to work out. I'm going to eat that piece of cake. I'm not going to eat that piece of cake. So then the actions we take on a consistent basis will tell us or show us the results or lack of results we get in our life. And that's really obvious. We know that. The actions or inactions we take are a direct reflection of the results in our life. So I'm going to run through that. Circumstances dictate our thoughts, or our thoughts create our feelings. Our feelings create the actions we take, and the actions we take create the results in the world. And the greatest thing is the results that we have in the world feed back into our circumstances. So this was something that was really interesting to me. And if I realize, if I want to feel better every single day, if I want to feel alive and excited and full of happy and positive emotions, I know that that is under my control because my thoughts dictate my feelings. So often we think it's the circumstances that dictate our feelings. Like the waiting in line made me feel anxious. No, that's not right. It's my thoughts about that circumstance that created that feeling. It is my thoughts about what waiting in line means creates my feelings. So my thoughts about waiting in line can either create anxiety, stress, and overwhelm, or they can create peace and patience. So once I realized that, not all my emotions are going to be positive, so I can break trying to chase having 100% positive emotions all the time, then if I know that what I feel is indicated by my thoughts, and I have control over what I think. I know it doesn't feel like it if this is new and this concept is new to you. It doesn't feel like it, but I promise you, your thoughts are under your control. We just have not had practice at managing our minds. And that is such a beautiful thing to learn. Like, if you can manage your thoughts, you can control how you feel on a regular basis, or you have the ability to change a feeling you're already experiencing. So I found that was absolutely eye-opening. I absolutely loved it. So then the third thing I wanted to mention to you, I have a beautiful group of women. There's over, I think, like 430 of us in our online community called She Takes Action. And if you are not a part of that right now, what are you waiting for? Get on over there. Join us. We talk all the time about stress and overwhelm. And I have conversations with every single woman that will speak with me in there. And I hear all the time, I am so overwhelmed. I am so stressed. I am so anxious about everything. And what I realized is that being stressed or being anxious or being overwhelmed, it does not pinpoint an exact problem. And when you do not pinpoint an exact problem, you cannot create an exact solution. Does that make sense? So if you don't pinpoint an exact problem, you can't create an exact solution. So, for example, if you say, I am so stressed out, what are you going to do to fix that? And so often I get, yeah, well, I don't know, my work's really stressed out. And what I notice here is, okay, you just told me why you're stressed out. You didn't give me an answer as to how you're going to fix that. So you can pinpoint exactly why you're stressed out. So if you are saying, I'm stressed out, but we're going to follow that. Because I got a huge secret for you. Stress, anxiety, and overwhelm are cover-up emotions for what is really going on. Emotions sometimes manifest in us as anxiety and overwhelm and discomfort. And when you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed or anxious, I want you to follow that feeling, okay? So you're going to follow that feeling. I'm feeling I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay, follow that feeling. All right, feel that feeling all the way through. I'm feeling overwhelmed. What is the thought underneath that? And here's what I get when I ask that question all the time. It's, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do what I want to do, and I feel overwhelmed. So overwhelm's not the feeling. It's actually, I don't have enough time. Okay, get more specific. I don't have enough time for myself after work. Oh, that is an exact problem. Now we can come up with an exact solution. And, we don't need to sit here and go through those kind of things. You could think of them. You could schedule 5 minutes to read to yourself. You could take a 5-minute walk. You could spend time with your kids if that's what you want to do. You could, book in oh my gosh, there's so many things that you could do. But now that you have an exact problem, you can find an exact solution. So by saying I feel overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, you are essentially at the mercy of your emotions, and you are choosing to stay in that and not have an amazing day. It is so within our control. I just wanted to share a little example with you to help this make sense. So if you have been with me for a while, you know that I suffer from generalized anxiety disorder. I would say I am doing a kick-butt job at managing it right now, but it wasn't always that way. I mean, there were times where I would feel sick leaving the house, and it doesn't mean that I'm out of this yet. However, I am able to manage it when it happens. But my anxiety, and I'm sure you might relate to this, was around the concept of time. I never have enough time, and if something were to happen in the middle of my day, I don't have enough time to rest. I felt like I always needed some downtime before I went and visited my clients, because when I'm with clients one-on-one, my energy is at a 10. I am giving them every piece of my energy and my focus and my attention. And so I always felt like I needed this downtime. And then I got really in my head about that. And then the counselor I was seeing, she said to me, she goes, well, what happens if you don't get that time? And I was like, I go to work. She's like, and then what? I was like, and then I train my client. She goes, does it really make that much of a difference? And I was working through that. And then the other thing that I learned is that now that I have a problem, and it's a very specific problem, it was that, I don't have enough rest or downtime before I have to leave home for the day. That is easy to fix. And I was able to fix that by going into my schedule on my work days and literally blocking off an hour where it says rest before work. And in that time, I don't have to take the rest, but I'd schedule there if I want it. So I read, I nap, I cook, I eat. I know that it is time where I'm uninterrupted before I go to work, so I don't create those feelings in my life. Because if I can choose how to feel those feelings, I'm way better off. So I hope that makes sense to you. So the steps, I'm going to give you some action steps on what you want you to do right now. If you want to feel amazing every single day, and you want to feel great, but you're struggling with overwhelm, anxiety, discomfort, stress, all of these things. So here's what I want you to do. When those feelings come up inside you, know that they are created by thoughts. So I want you to follow those feelings, follow them, follow them, follow them. Feel them without resistance. I know that's hard, because it's sometimes all we want to do is just grab a glass of wine or eat or have a nap or watch TV. But I want you to follow that feeling, and I want you to feel the feeling underneath the cover feeling. When you've accessed that feeling, I want you to ask yourself, step 2, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? Better yet, why am I choosing to feel this way? And it is a choice. What thought am I thinking? Then I want you to think, what thought might serve me better? Step 3, what thought might serve me better? And then last step, I want you to act as if. Act as if you are having that thought that is a positive experience. Act as if it were true. So if you are, feeling stressed out and you're feeling apathetic and you don't want to go to your workout and you're about to choose that workout, but you know that going to your workout is going to start your day off on the right foot and make you feel better. You want to act as if you were someone who never misses their workout. And this is one of the strategies I have for changing the belief, is act as if you were that person that would make that right decision. And sometimes it's going to be hard, and I promise you it does get easier, but you need to practice. So this is what I have for you guys today. I'm just going to do a quick summary of everything I wanted to talk to you guys. We're talking about how to feel amazing every single day. Not your typical advice. I'm not going to tell you go exercise and eat well, because you should know that. We know we need to exercise. We know we need to eat well. I'm going to get you a little bit deeper than that. Know that 50% of the emotions we experience are negative and 50% are positive. And knowing that there are negative emotions and you will experience them takes the pressure off of having to feel happy all the time. How you feel is under your control, and it is a choice. Remember, our thoughts dictate our feelings dictate our actions dictate our results in the world. Then, if you want to feel less stressed, overwhelmed, anything like that, your job is to pinpoint an exact problem so that you can create an exact solution. Saying I want to be less stressed, saying I want to exercise more, saying I want to eat better, these are awful ways to change your life. And I'm going to be really honest with you. They are awful ways to change your life because they don't give you any answers as to what you actually need to achieve. Then the last thing, if you want to change how you're feeling, you got to feel the feeling. You got to follow the feeling. You got to feel what's underneath. You got to ask yourself, why I'm thinking that. What do you want to be thinking? And then act as if, you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. I want you guys, let's try this. I want you to give me an exact problem in the comments that you're struggling with. Not a less stress, more exercise, nutrition. Exactly, so that maybe I can jump in and help you come up with an exact solution to help you get healthier, fitter, happier, and feel amazing every single day. You guys, my name is Tanessa Shears. If you know someone who this talk we just had, me and you, if it would impact them, or you know someone who's struggling, I ask you to share this. I would honor that so much, and it would mean so much to me, because, if you got something from it, I guarantee you there's someone that means something to you that got from this too, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hop over to our She Takes Action Facebook group if you're not part of that already. There's a whole bunch of chatter going on in there, all about exercise, nutrition, sleep, health, wellness, mindset, everything. It's all over there. She Takes Action. You guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week.